I am Michelle from the Naughty Nitwits. This is not a row of the Naughty Nitwit podcast. This is more like a pattern note or a errata, whatever that means. You know, you see that little thing at the bottom of a pattern sometimes where it's talking about extra stuff. And that's kind of what this is. This is me making a pretend episode because I am the proud new owner of a MacBook Pro, which is going to make doing this whole uploading process a lot easier, is my hope. Because I previously would record on my iPhone and then I would process it through a Windows operating system. And going from the iOS to a Windows system was a nightmare. And the last podcast episode that we did, I think it was row 4, literally took me all day to upload that. And I was not able to do any of the editing that I wanted to do. And sometimes when people say, oh, it took me all day, that's like it took them 3 hours. No, I spent all day doing that because it was transferring frame by frame, and I had done everything the same as I had before, and it wouldn't let me do the things that I needed to do. So I got very frustrated, and I said I wanted a MacBook. And then my husband said, oh, go ahead. And then I put it out to my Facebook friends asking, in your opinion, does that mean, yeah, really go ahead? Or does that mean, that doesn't really mean go ahead? And the jury was out on that. Most people said just go buy one because you won't be sorry. And my opinion about the iPhone is that it is so much superior for me than when we've had the Androids, that I can only imagine that having a Mac computer is going to be so superior, because I'm not a big heavy computer user. So I'm sure people that do a lot with computers and know a lot, maybe they could make the argument that no, the other things are better. But for me, I think I'm going to be happy with the MacBook. And as far as that helping our podcasts, it really should help a lot. And that's why I'm doing this, so that I can get on there and edit stuff out, add text, add the stuff that I want to be able to add. And I don't want to wait until Melissa and Leslie are with me and we have an entire podcast to do that with. And our goal, just if you are a watcher, viewer, our goal is to get our episodes a little bit shorter. And I am probably to blame for them running long because I get sidetracked really easy, and then I don't seem to be able to edit things down like I wanted to. So I'm just going to go through a few projects and a few things that we would normally have on an episode, so that I can practice putting the text in like I want to. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this lovely bag. This is by Madbird, and Madbird is still in business, so this is a bag that you can get. Has a lovely, beautiful lining. And I think, well, it doesn't matter what I think because I'm going to be able to show you when I add the text with my superior editing skills that I'm going to have. I think that they're on Etsy. But anyway, in this bag I have my little tiny memory blanket from my, but it has grown because our first one that we did of this, Leslie, has her big beautiful one, and I have this. But I had like 5 squares, and now I have 15. So I have done better, and that's good. It really is a fun one to do. And for me, because I'm very sequential, it's been hard for me to just grab yarn and add it. I somehow want to make them match. I want them to coordinate. I want them to whatever, and that's been holding me up. So what I do now is I keep my different ones that I know I'm going to be doing in my bag, and then I just reach in and grab whatever it's going to be. And then from that point, I can at least figure out which point I want to put it on. So I'm not going completely random, like knowing no matter what I pull out of the bag, it's going right here. I at least give myself a little bit of area that I can decide where it goes, because I'm not quite that able to just put it wherever. But anyway, it's a fun one. It is fun. I'm looking forward to having that. Well, I don't know if it'll ever be done. It'll just become a really big blanket someday. And then on this bag, I have my own little TARDIS. Um, TARDIS, I think I got from Yarn Mugger, maybe. We'll see. This could be another thing that I have to edit out or at least add to. So that was that. The next thing I'm going to show is, this is one of the bags that you can't have, you can't get, because this is the plover bird, and she's not making bags anymore, at least currently. And we've joked about the fact that I show things that you can't get, and that's not very nice of me, but I love this bag. And in it, I have a skein of yarn. I think it's by Sweet Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. My sweet dear husband, who's probably not going to be really happy with me. If this is up on YouTube and anybody watches it, when you're watching it, you might just, say a prayer for me. Okay, so he's hunting, so I went and bought a MacBook. And then I went and bought another one for my daughter. But she's going to pay for that one. She has a job, and she's going to pay for it. So anyhow, this is, he bought this for me when he was in Bend, and I found a pattern that I keep in my little squirrel folder. I have a pattern that I'm going to do with this called the Artesian by Rosemary Hill, designs by Romy. And I don't know, we'll see. Well, part of the goal is that I'm going to be able to link pictures into our podcast, and so that's something I'm going to practice and figure out how to do. But I thought this would be a great pattern for this yarn. And then it suggests that you use numerical stitch counters. And so I bought, not stitch counters, row counters. And they recommend some from Spark snag-free stitch markers. So I bought some, and they're numbered, I think 1 through, I don't know, however many, 20, 25. They're kind of embossed. They're these little stitch markers that are embossed with the number, and it somehow that plays into this pattern. I don't know, because I cast on when I went to the coast a couple weeks ago. Found out that I cast on to the wrong size needle, and that was fine. I didn't mind having to take that out at all because I didn't have these stitch markers, and so I wasn't ready to do it. Of course, Melissa, when I told her about these, she pointed out that I could have just taken those, I think they're the Clover ones, the Clover safety pin type, and I could have just numbered them myself. But why do that when you can order them and then have to wait for them? And yeah, so since I'm going to put myself on, a somewhat restricted budget, is what it's called, I might have to seek out some tips like that on how to save money. One way I can save money for sure is to stay off of Etsy. And so I might not be looking at Etsy as much over the next few months because when I see it, it's really hard to say no. So anyhow, so that's what's in that one. And then the last one that I'm just going to pull out here is this bag. I've shown this before. This is by Lowland Originals, and it has a very cute inside as well. And this is my Yowza Weigh It shawl with my Miss Babs Yowza skein. I haven't made a lot of progress on this because this is my thing that I knit on when I just really need to not be thinking about what I'm doing. And so I kind of keep it in reserve for when I can't think. But I did notice that even though it's a really simple, very simple pattern, I still somehow made a mistake on it, and I have a bigger hole than I'm supposed to. But I'll fix it. I'll do some surgery on it, and it will be fine in the end. But, and Miss Babs is another website I'm going to have to stay away from for just a while. And Desert Vista Dye Works. Can't do it. Just going to have to not do that. And, of course, Stacy with Mustache. Please don't do any shop updates. for a while. I did get a skein of Sugar Crush from her. No, yeah, Sugar Crush. It's not Candy Crush because it's not the game. I don't think she could say that, but I'll be showing that on my community service section of our next real episode. But I don't want to, show that off now. So that's it as far as that goes. And I didn't want to make this super short so that I would have something to work with. We're 10 minutes, 10 and a half. And plus, if I just sit here and ramble, then I can chop that off, and I'll learn how to chop off and splice together and all that kind of stuff. And then when I'm finished with this, I am going to discipline myself to go down into the basement and get garage sale stuff ready. Because my husband did say something about if you have a garage sale, that money could go towards your MacBook. And so I bought the MacBook, and now I have to have the garage sale. Some people would, like he might say I should have had the garage sale first. But I don't know, I'm a lot more motivated now that I have the MacBook because, no, really, to be honest, what it comes down to is I was not going to do one more episode of having to take it from iOS to Windows. I just wasn't going to do it. That was just, it's crazy. So I get my hair done tomorrow. See all the gray? See the gray? So bad. So yeah, I get to go get that done tomorrow. All right. I don't even know that I'm going to leave this up. But if I do, thanks for being here with me to do my practice episode. My practice editing. Use the iMovie whatever. I think Leslie and Melissa and I will be getting together in probably a week to do our next row. And come visit us on Facebook at Naughty Knitwits. Instagram, tag your projects, KKWFO. And I'm Naughty Knitwits on Instagram. And our website, www.naughtyknitwits.tumblr.com. And just so you know, someone was walking by, so I had to see who it was. Not that I know her, it's just some person in a hat. We live in a park, so we see a lot of people walking by, walking their dogs and stuff. And then someone's going by with like a mask on. That's kind of weird. Anyhow, on our website, on our Tumblr website, everything is hyperlinked. Pretty much everything is hyperlinked. So that means if you see something there, you see a pattern that you like, I have made it so that you click on that name and it'll take you right to Ravelry, or if it's a bag, it'll take you to their Etsy shop or what have you. So it's you should go visit it. It's a great website. Oh, I wasn't going to do that anymore. I wasn't going to clap my hands by the mic. That's something I have to break the habit of. So, all right. Thanks for watching us Naughty Knitwits.